Do you know the difference between friends and an orchid? That's right, I have an orchid. I have gone out into the field so you could sit home and just wait for this tutorial to happen. Are you ready to learn how to make friends? Okay, let's get to it then. To make friends, you need to meet people. You need to start talking to them. To start talking to them, you need to introduce yourself. And to introduce yourself, you need to not scare them away. And to introduce yourself, there are a few key points. 1. Eye contact. And by eye contact, I mean keeping eye contact but just a couple seconds longer than you're comfortable with. There is going to be no staring. No. So, first rule, no staring. Then there is the smiling. Or your facial expression. You don't want to look like you're going to kill someone. You also don't want to look like you want to kill yourself. You want to look like you're a positive person, a person that's fun to be around. You need to look like you enjoy yourself, and not in that way you filthy little boy. If you want to befriend them, you should probably not give them the seductive. You should give them an honest, warm smile. Then there is the handshake, which is the last part of the introduction. When it comes to handshake, you want to avoid the dead fish, where you put your hands in and it's like a dead fish. Nobody likes the dead fish. Other thing is going too much the other way, where you tighten your grip too much. Remember, it's not a contest. Just make sure that you learn to shake hands properly. And by probably, I mean properly. One of the key elements of introducing yourself is actually introducing yourself with your name. Like for instance, I will go in, give you my hand and say, my name's Andy. Point is, you want to say your name. You want to say your name clear so they understand it. One mistake many people do when introducing themselves is focusing too much on their own name so they don't catch the other person's name. So, you exchange names. What do you do? Well, you need to get to know the person. How do you get to know a person? You ask about what you're wondering. And what do you wonder about? Of course, you don't really care what size shoe he has, unless you believe that old myth. You need to find something you can talk about. Would you want to talk about something that doesn't interest you? They probably won't either, which is why you need to find something that interests both of you. Common interests, how do you find them? If there's a person both of you know, it's a good place to start. You can go like, hey, I heard you know Mark. They'd be like, yeah, I know Mark. Then you can go with, yeah, how do you know him, or where do you know him from? Or if they like, who's Mark? You answer, Mark is Mark from the, Mark from football, and they'd be like, yeah, I know him, how do you know him? And then you have it going. And from there it's simple, you just ask for something, whatever you want, as long as it's something that you're interested in. For instance, you don't want to talk about ballet. If your only interest in ballet is that scene between Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. If you, however, know everything about ballet, go ahead, feel free and ask about it. Also, you should probably keep in mind that 30-70% kind of thumb rule. That's when you try to listen 70% of the conversation and talk only 30% of it. Most people love talking about themselves, which is probably why I made this YouTube channel. I love talking. I love to hear myself talking. And another tip is that you shouldn't keep lecture. If you talk about TV series and you love Doctor Who, and they ask, well, what's Doctor Who? In this setting, less is more. You should keep it to a minimum, where you for instance tell that the Doctor is a time-traveling alien who travels back and forth in time, trying to repair it, trying to save the world, and stuff like that. That's okay. Might even make them interested. To list all the Doctors, your favorite companions, your favorite episodes, that time you dress up as a Dalek and try to exterminate your family, is stuff you should probably keep for a later conversation. So this is the third and final step, and this is where you show them that you're a really good person that they will want to be around. This is where you start to go into the more deeper topics. There are no switch like, no, we stepped into the third phase, and that's individual for every conversation. So this is where we make a non-romantic connection in a way. Start talking about news. There has been a news story about abortion, and you start talking about abortion and where you stand in abortion and where they stand in abortion, or about the war in Syria or Iraq and whatever. This is the step where you will show your values, so that you're a person that believes in something. Most people respect other people as long as they believe in something, even if what they believe are different from what they self-believe. Of course, if you believe that every person over 60 should be killed, you would probably get into a lot of discussions. What was that? You're asking where to meet people? Well, obviously, in this digital age, you can meet people online. You should make accounts on various social medias. Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, you probably have a Facebook, Instagram, probably have that too. Point is, so by making an account on these sites and being active, you will eventually meet people that are like-minded as you. And then you can start talking to them on this site. And after a while you can add them on Facebook, maybe give out your number, get a number, exchange Skype. But of course there are places you can meet people in the real world. If you don't want to go to a club or a bar where the music is loud, people are drunk, the overall mood is partying, and you're not in the mood for party, you can meet people at the library, in the bookstore, at the grocery store. But I get it. It's scary as shit going up to some people, just introducing yourself. That's why I have compiled a few places you can go. Go find a course. Like if you like cooking food, go take a cooking class. If you like painting, you go to a painting class. If you like dancing, go to a dancing class, so forth and so forth. Because the thing about class is that everybody's in the same boat. Nobody knows anyone else, usually. Everybody wants to get to know the people they are in the class with. If you like sports, join a sports team. Just sign up for it. The last point on my list is to volunteering. Volunteer for a soup kitchen. Volunteer for whatever. Just volunteer for something. And you will meet other people that volunteer. And bam, you have a lot of people you can befriend. As a bonus to you, I have compiled a few tips. I'm not going to go deeper into them, I'm just going to read them up for you. Don't pressure people into becoming your friends. Don't guilt trip them. Don't buy friends. Be trustworthy and always loyal. You say you do something and you do it. Be a good listener and always be there for your friends. You should support your friends. And lastly, you need to keep in touch with your friends. That's everything for today. If you get any more tips, just leave them in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe